All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live Asian session. I'm your host for tonight's session, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage, and we're definitely happy for each and every one of you being here with us this evening as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in this Forex market. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions for the next hour. Grab a pen and paper and let's make sure that we take lots of notes and participate and engage. If you're all ready to go, drop me that one in the chat. Let me know that you're all set and we can get this session going. Awesome. I appreciate the early participation. So let's get out of here. All right. And let's jump right over to trading economics. Few things today, right? So we saw that the ISM manufacturing PMI came in below forecast here in the United States, right? So we can see that the ISM manufacturing PMI is higher, 47.7 in February, and 47.4 in January, which was the lowest since May, right? 2020, but fell short of expectations of 48. The reading pointed to a fourth consecutive month of falling factory activity, with companies continuing to slow outputs to better match demand for the first half of 2023 and prepare for growth in the second half of the year. Right, so a little bit of tightening going on there. We see that Canada manufacturing growth at a 7-month high. Okay, so that's good for Canada. We see that the German inflation holds at 8.7%, well above target. So that inflation definitely not transitory. It is very, very sticky. It is a global issue, right? But we also got some good news, right? I don't know if you guys started to look at your New Zealand pairs or looking at the those crosses, but we got some really good manufacturing numbers out of China. And we know, right? China is a huge trade partner to New Zealand and Australia. And we saw that on that positive manufacturing data, that we got a little bump in the New Zealand currency today. So those New Zealand crosses got some decent movement. We'll take a look at a few of those this evening. With that German inflation holding at 8.7%, it kind of plays into our narrative with the euros, right? Because Germany is the largest player in the eurozone, kind of plays into that bullish narrative and those rate hikes coming here in the near future from the ECB. So that's where we are. Fundamentally, if we take a look at the Forex factory, we saw that we had Governor Bailey this morning speak. We talked about that this morning in the wee hours. Man, let me see. It was just a mixed message. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey has warned there is no easy way out of the UK's cost of living crisis, and further interest rates to combat inflation may be needed. Bailey gave a speech about the cost of living squeeze and the future path of interest rates at a conference in London, and warned that if we do too little with interest rates now, we will only have to do more later. So goes on and on and on. You guys can check out that article if you click on the folder, today's Forex Factory. But it was kind of it's a mixed message. But hey, what do you do? What do you do? Right? Tough time in regards to handling inflation there in the UK. So we'll continue to watch how that narrative plays out. A lot of back and forth. If we come over and we take a look at the US 10, 4.01, right? So we've been talking about it all week. Coming out of the weekend, hey, we're probably gonna hit that 4%. And we did. So we've hit that 4% target. So we see typically, right, what you see at 4.9% on the 2-year. So typically what you tend to see, not always, but you tend to see that bond price move right before you see it flow into the dollar. So if we take a look at the DXY, you can see here for the week, we've moved down off that level. But if you come down to the 4, right, got a key area here where we wicked out. Has resistance becoming future support, right? So it's stalled right here. So we got that correction like we were expecting, but now we've got this zone here on the DXY. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Now we hit that 4% level, if we get a little bit of a push, we get a little bit of push higher or not, right? So it depends on how the market's gonna react tomorrow, right, to hitting that 4%. But we are there, right? We took out these highs here, and we tapped into that 4%. We're sitting right there on the nose. So let's see how the market reacts tomorrow morning during that New York session. Might see some moving in that London session with the dollar. This is going to be interesting. So that is where we are fundamentally. Any questions? Nope. All right. So to continue narrative, so far we kept up with it. We've been right on it, right, in regards to a lot of these directions overall, talking from a swing perspective. Now, let's move into. I want to look at dive right into these. Taking a look at these euro pairs because they're quite interesting. So definitely holding the bullish narrative. You can see here on the Euro Aussie, we're moving long, right? So there's your overall swing. Okay, that's on an ABCD path right now. Okay. So that whole thing we've been building in regards to the expectations for the ECB to raise rates, okay, aggressively, that's being priced in now, right? So here we are along our ABCD path. Okay. So from a daily swing perspective, off that weekly level, off that H6 level, we expect a 1.18 extension to finish out this daily fib eventually. So here, right there in that zone. So far off that level, we've moved bullish. And what is that? About 500 pips, okay? So if it's gonna get to that target, still has a way to go. So we know along the way, we look for corrections to occur, okay? Never takes a straight path up. So here we are on the 4 on this Euro Aussie play, right? Fractals, ABCD waves. Okay. So we're continuing along that path. All right, broke that down trend line. We've been moving up ever since. If you use the cloud, okay, for your confirmation on these longer swings, didn't load up all the way. Hold on 1 second. There we go. All right. So if we use the cloud, you can see we're moving, right? We're moving to the upside. So now it's a matter of how do we want to play, right? So we spotted on the 1 hour, this 80-20 some time ago is struggling, right? It's struggling, but I need it to come lower, right? So if you haven't been involved in this, in the long position, you want, in order to get long, you want it to come down to a low price, right? So we're in the 80-20 zone. This is what we're talking about when price stalls in that 80-20 zone, right? It's having a tough time. You've got a battle between the bulls and the bears. We need this price to come down. We need a discount. Okay? We need a discount on price. So if we want to play the long and get involved, right, we can buy it. Okay, that's what we're looking for. All right, so even if I take this daily level here, so this, let's widen this out a little bit, and we're gonna say this zone right here, and we'll just do it in greens. This is 1.18. Do it like this. This level here is our daily 1.18 D extension. So we want to, let's just see if we can get to that target. Okay. And so the path that we prefer to take is to give us one more nice correction and then continue long. Okay. That's what we're waiting for. So if we come down to the 1, if you're using a cloud, See, right, how it's just pressing, right? It's just pressing. There's that extension. We want to see if we can get that correction. If not, I'm in this 80-20, I'm holding. If not, it's gonna hit that D extension and stop me out, which is all right. It is what it is, right? Lose 1%, whatnot. But then we wait for the new fib to reset, then maybe we can get that correction there. Okay, to get long. But I don't want to buy here and get trapped in the correction. Okay. So that's the methodology there on the swing. Any questions on the Euro Aussie, where we are right now? Right. Pretty simple concept, right? Pretty simple concept. That's what we're waiting on. Okay. See if we can get that push to the downside, whether we're playing a counter trend move or if we're looking to buy. We want to wait. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's that. Mr. Carthage, how are you this evening, sir?
My bad, struggling to find the mute button. I am doing well this evening, bro. Doing well, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I'm good as long as we get moving in the market. So the market is rocking and rolling.
Man,
I can deal with that. Win, lose, or draw. I just need the market moving. So I'm
just
good
gotta
as long as
move.
we're doing that. That's it. That's it. So I am all good right now. All good. So I like the volatility. That's the Euro Aussie. I want to take a look at the let's take a quick look at the Euro CAD, see where we are. Okay. Right. So it's just kind of doing this thing. I wonder, right? Because we're getting pretty high, right? You can see you kind of have a head and shoulders type of situation there forming, right? We come down here to the 4. We know it's bullish, right? But we know we still have this 80-20. This is just a rangy mess right now, right? It's just a rangy mess. But I'm wondering, right, on that positive CAD data, I'm wondering Chinese manufacturing data. I'm wondering if we can eventually get that correction, right? And I just did that as the crown tool. Sorry, guys. I'm wondering if we can get that correction to the downside. It's gonna be tough, right? But I'm still holding out hope. Right? That's what I want to see. That's that's what I'd like to see. If we can get that to move to the downside. Something's off there, but it is what it is. You guys get the idea. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with that because we haven't gotten that 4-hour 382 yet. Overall bullish, but we're looking for a lower correction, right? A discounted price on that. If we come to the 1, act this out, right? We see how this just completely reversed out, right? And it's moving to that level. So technically, if you do have a head and shoulders with pattern completion, this would look more like this, straight down. If we're playing that pattern, okay, like this. Like that. So we'll see what happens there. So we'll continue to watch that. Right? If you take, pull this over here. Like that. There. Okay. That's what that would look like. So we'll see. We'll see if it holds, but it's doing the dance right now on the Eurocast. So that's a potential head and shoulders. We'll see if that pattern holds and we get that correction back down. If you're out of it, you're not in it, I don't blame you, right? It's all types of choppy, but that looks like what it may be trying to do. Right? Set us up, right? We've got our neckline right here. So you either trade it off the right shoulder, that's the C, right? Or we wait for breaks of the neckline and a retest, right? I'm aggressive on these. I like to play them off the right shoulder. I'm going to play them in the shoulders, okay? because that falls within our methodology of the ABC. So that's the potential there on the Euro CAD. Any questions?
Christina said, so does the 80-20 method oftentimes create a head and shoulders pattern?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Great question, though. Not necessarily. Great question. Though. All the times you'll get a lot of these harmonic type patterns in consolidation and ranges, right? Where you're getting that fight between the bulls and the bears, and somebody's got to win, so you get patterns that occur. All right. So no, not necessarily, but it can at times. Sometimes it could be a crown pattern, but I get you. If this is just a long play, right? So when you look at it here, right? So that was your initial 80-20 there. Okay. So what you look for here, we've got a AB boundary on the 4. So technically what you would love to see happen once price gets up in this range is for it to continue to your target like that. But you can see how you just got a fight going on at these levels. Okay? So you had a head and shoulders form. Really good observation. Still holding 50 pips in profit. So I'm talking about Joy. Yeah, that was a great question. Great question. So Joy getting it done. All right. So let me check out this Euro Swissy. Because I love it when the market is giving us that direction and is starting to give us that trend, right? So we look here. So for our newer folks, right, you can see that the way the Fibonacci framework and how we go about it, the market's moving in ABCD waves. So we've gone through multiple currency pairs, but you see the waves are the same, right? So it's all on how you frame out the market. So you've got your C right around that 50%. We've broken that cloud to the upside. We're overextended now, right? We're overextended. So we're looking for a potential correction. We run into this $100 even level on the Euro Swissy. All right, so maybe, right, we get that correction and you can move through. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back, seeing the kiddos off the bed. All right, so here we are on the 4, right? So this is that daily fib brought down, and you can see, right, an explosive move. Those cloud breaks are very, very valuable. Okay, so here's your move to the upside there. So we're coming into that dollar even handle on this resistance level, this daily resistance in red. And if we come down to the 1, right, we want to see how it reacts in this zone, right? So you got a 118, 127 zone, potential 80-20 coming up here. So what we're looking for is we're looking for that move up. If we can get it, because we've broken that beat boundary with a very shallow correction, less than a 236, definitely less than a 38, right? So this is how, right, or this is the foundation for this potential 80-20 type of scenario and setup that we find. So what we start to do is, for the counter move, we start to mark it up. Potential 382 retracement, the market likes to find that. Okay, boom, 61.8 for TP2. Nice and easy. Now we got this daily resistance level. So we'd like to see, since we've broken that beat boundary already, hey, can we carry, right? Can price carry up to this 118, 127 zone and come back down, right? Euros are super bullish, so I need this low price. If I haven't been involved long, or if I'm long and I'm holding trades like Joey is holding, right? Get that psychology down. When it pulls back, does it give me an opportunity to add to my position if it hits my sweet spot? So if I've been long off the lows, okay, if I've been long off the lows and I'm riding this out, then just price action and structure wise, I wanted to make a higher low. Give me a discounted price, right? Here's the low, here's the higher high, higher low, higher high. I wanted to come back and give me a higher low because if I'm long on the euros, it gives me a discounted price, 61.8% or lower. I'll take 78%, right? 86% off the price. And then I want to look for an opportunity to move topside, right? Bullish for a continuation. That's trading with the trend, right? That's trading with the trend continuation. This is your counter trend trade move, right? That trademark 80-20 that we talk about, okay, on a correction. Do you have to plan? Right? Anytime you see that new AB boundary form, you know you have opportunities, right? You know you have opportunities. You have your B2C counter trend trade move, okay? Here, back to the 382. We have our 80-20 type of scenario. Make that yellow. This. Back to the 382. And then we have our zone here that's already mapped out with the smart fib in green for the potential buy. Counter trend with the trend. Boom. Very simple. Once you get it, it's very simple. Just explode your fibs out, right? Let them do the work. So that's where we are on that. So we're looking for a potential for an 80-20 play. Or, hey, I'm with the trend. I'm patient. I'm in enough setups already. I'll wait for the low price. If it gives me the low price, I'll get long, right? So you can even use, right, the cloud for support to help you with your decision making, right? So I'm above the cloud. Okay. If I collapse and come right back down and it gives me support, I look to get long. If it breaks through the cloud, right, it takes a different angle, breaks through my cloud, when it gets to my sweet spot, I'll look for my cloud confirmations, and then I'll look long with the breakup of the cloud. Any questions on the Euro Swissy?
Nope.
All right. Is that Jeremy?
Yes, Benny.
What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm well. Been away for 2 weeks, so
I know. It's good. I'm glad to hear your voice, man. Welcome.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. For sure. All right. I like the energy. Now, let's check out the Euro GBP. All right, so we come out here to the daily. Look at the price action and the move, and it's choppy. It's always a hot mess, right? The Euro GBP, but we're trying to push long, right? We're ranging right now, but we're trying to move right topside in regards to that consolidation. All right. So here's that 89.75 handle. We've got another level here that we want to be aware of. Like so. Okay. All right. I'll link that down. So we know, right? We move above this zone, right? So if you don't like using lines and you like using zones, that's okay too. Like that. Above that zone and we retest, we know we're definitely continuing to the upside. But right now, I'm definitely favoring that euro over the pound. And we can see we've got a nice U-turn, right? Nice U-turn in the zone. See that? A, B, we're looking for that C. That C is that lowest point within the AB boundary. Okay, it didn't quite come in at the 786. So based on the retracement, we project our extension. So on this 4-hour wave, we're looking at this 91.18 level eventually, right? Because we didn't get to that 786 last major level we hit was a 61.8. 61.8 to 1.618. We're above the cloud now. Okay. So it's the Euro GBP, not a major mover, right? It takes its time, but here we are on the 1 hour, right? With a potential 80-20. Got it. It's moving. Okay. So put on this one, this Euro GBP, because that's not, we're talking about the Euro pound. So look here, 50 pips, 61, 67 pips there. So I'm just gonna let this one come on down, right? Test some support, test some structure, and then I want to continue my long play on the Euro GBP. Okay, so that's what I want to see. Don't want to get long now at that level. Okay, if it does get long to retest that 89.26 from where it's at now, so be it. But my trade plan, I wanted to come down in the zone if I'm going to get long. Any questions on the Euro GBP?
No, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so let's take a look at this Euro JPY. See what's going on, right? So we know we're long, okay? We're long. Top side of that cloud, right? Top side of that cloud broke the resistance 144.17. So here we are now. We got a bounce off this 236. Okay. Right. Huge bearish candle. Hell, bulls took over. Right. So the question is, do we turn over and get a lower price? Right. You know, we're on top of the cloud now. Do we get a lower price? The Kazakh's in the buy zone still. Right. Kind of a wait and see. Look at this move here. All right. Look at that. I don't like getting long off of 382s. I would love to see this turnover and push deeper. Don't know if we'll get it. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. We shall see. Here was an 80-20 that didn't play out. 382, 61.8. It reacted, right? It actually reacted pretty good to the downside. Woo, 179 pips. Didn't get to the target though. So if you played that, hopefully you moved your stops in profit. Once you get up 50, 100 pips, things like that, start to adjust it and take some money off the table. But it gave a nice reaction over 100 pips to the downside. It just didn't come in at 382 before we got that explosion to the upside, right? So that comes down to how you manage, right? How you manage the trade. But here we are now in a new fib. It hit the D extension, right? A, B, C, D. Our C becomes our new A. Our D becomes our new B. There's the correction. And right now we've got a continuation. So we have to wait to see how that plays out. If we can get a deeper move, right, to the downside, you know, gives us an opportunity to get long. But other than that, I don't want to get long off this level. Okay? Don't want to get trapped in the drawdown. If it goes to the D, so be it. We look for the reset. Any questions on, that's the 5 I have on the 15. On the Euro JPY. Let's clear this out.
No.
No? All right. So let me take it off this low. Let's see what it looks like on a 15-minute. We might get it. All right, no 382. We might get that. We might get that price to turn over. Let's continue to watch that one. Continue to watch that. All right, so let's go to the.
Sorry, Benny, real quick. Got a question from Christina. She's not familiar with the cloud. She asks, does the cloud project where price could retrace to?
Yep, the cloud could act as support, right? As another level of support, right? So, right, once we get overextended, you have your Tinkerson and your Keeterson, right? So they act as different levels, right? So first line of support, second line of support, and then you have your cloud, right? And then you have a cloud. We've got a really good cloud training. Reese put it out there last time, August 13th.
I'm about
to do it. Yep. Okay. Appreciate it. Great question. Great question. It definitely can act as support, give you entry points, or like you say, like a target as to where price could end up next, right? We could pull back and retest the cloud. Great observation. Awesome. Awesome. Appreciate you doing that, Ryan.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So you can kind of use it, right, as additional confirmation. So we've got an AB boundary here. Now, if I'm trading and I say, I like buying in the buy zone, so price can get here to this buy zone. Okay. Price can get here to this buy zone. Now, we start to think about, okay, what are my cloud confirmations? So you may say, it's in my zone, but that's just an area of confirmation. Before I want to get long on this, I want to use a cloud break as confirmation. So as price moves along, the cloud will start to change shapes. It'll change colors with the twist, right? And then price will look to come off this level and then break, right? And then break that cloud. So you may say, you know what? I don't want to play it here. That's good confirmation that we've reached a good discount price and we formed a low and we're moving up. But I don't want to take it there. What I'll do is I'll let it break the cloud and then I'll put my stop loss below the cloud, as opposed to taking it right off that 61.8, letting the trade do what it's going to do and waiting for the swing and put my stop below the A. I may say, you know what? I'll wait for the cloud break and then eventually put my stop above that cloud, right? Whenever that price action and that opportunity occurs. And then I'll just catch the bulk of the move, right, to the D extension. Okay. All right. Okay. So there we go. All right. So that's the Euro JPY. That's where we are. Definitely, hey, we've been bullish on these euros. Okay. This is a nice, strong weekly resistance level. We're not there yet. So we look for a correction and a continuation on the Euro JPY. Last one to take a look at is that Euro NZD. Right. So you can see where we are, right? This is from a daily perspective. So you can see, right, there's advantages to both, right? Because if I take it at this level, right now, this is a daily move, hit that 61.8, and you've got weekly support there in blue, right? That blue level is a weekly support, right? That's why we do top-down analysis and bring those support and resistance levels down through the time frames with us, right? So we can always look at things at a glance. Where am I at? If I'm on the 15 or the 5, I still can see the weekly support level, okay? So you can see the rejection is right at a 61.8. So if I'm taking that trade off the 61.8, man, at my high point, that's 929 pips on a daily play, swing play that I'm up right now, okay? So if it continues, so if I play it off the 61.8, because it's in the zone, got good weekly support confirmation, that's a 400 pip stop if my stop is below the A, but my TP on that, the extension projected, is over 1,100 pips. That's a beautiful risk to reward, long-term swing, okay? But your other option is, I need a break first. I need a cloud break. Look at that. You see that broke the cloud? You can get aggressive and take it off the cloud, knowing that you may get a pullback and you just ride it out. Or, hey, I've got a break and a pullback, which we can figure that out on the lower time frames, right? We can figure that out on the lower time frames and get a better entry on it. But you can see how this cloud broke. And what you'll recognize if you use the cloud throughout the time frames, it'll break the lower time frame clouds first, and then eventually it'll break the higher time frames, because the market is all about fractals, right? So there's the little range, and then we got a breakout, and then we've been moving. Okay. So since the break of the cloud, right, you take it off that high there, that's 200 pips off the high, right? If we go off the pullback, right, hit over 400 pips, okay? So we navigate and we move down through the lower time frames on the 4. We can see, look, see how you got a 4-hour cloud break? That happened before that daily cloud break. So see, look at that pull back to that 61.8. Okay. Look at this move up, right? Here was that initial break here. See, boom. Okay. And now we're up on our trajectory, right? New wave pullback, great. Okay. So if you're in long-term swings, you can use your lower time frames to add to your positions as you get the smaller fibs and the smaller ABCD waves play out. Okay. That's beautiful. Look at that. There's that level, and we saw it on a daily time frame. And there's the initial break. The consolidation that we saw on the daily is right here. Choppy, and it's long, right? This is when you have to hold your directional bias. Like, hey, I broke, I'm long, I'm still above my uptrend line here, right? So price is moving to the upside, slowly but surely. But you can see here now, check this out, everybody. This is why I wanted to go over this. Okay. You can see here how price, we got a 4-hour stochastic in the buy zone, price, right? Your Swissy pairs can always be choppy, right? And your Swissies and your New Zealands, okay? So now, look here. We're breaking that cloud. We formed a little base there, formed a low. And if you go to the 1, you say, you know what? That's in a pretty good zone there. That's in a pretty good zone there to take a shot. Right? Pull this out. Okay. If you're looking at a 1-hour play. Okay. See, I pull back to that 61.8 and it's forming that low. Right? All you can do is put yourself in the position. All right? Could it turn over and check and move lower? Absolutely. It can. Right? That's trend trade. Right? So that all comes down to stop placement and how tight you want to play your stop. If you don't want to take it there because you want additional confirmation, here's your cloud. See? Hey, I'm at the 61.8. I want an aggressive entry. Well, here, look. Here's your break above 171.13. Here's your cloud. Can I get cloud confirmations that'll say, hey, I've got the cloud break. I've got the Kumo twist. I got a bullish cloud up ahead. Up ahead forecasted. Right? See? Will it give me the opportunity to get long? It's well within your right to sit and wait on that if you want to use the cloud for additional confirmation. Any questions on the Euro NZD? See what happens. Y'all know we've seen it, right? Hey, maybe we reject off the cloud and we push deeper, right, into the zone. But you all know our rule. As long as it doesn't take out the A, has no choice but to go your way. Okay? That's why we say, hey, put that stop below the A if you're getting in at these levels, or once it breaks the cloud, put it below the cloud at that point in time. Okay. Oops. That line's going on. Any questions on the Euro NZD?
No.
Thank you, thank you. Moving straight through. Now, I want to look at this pound CAD. Because, right, we came in at TP1, right? So congratulations if you took that trade, and we may have more downside potential on that. But we have come into TP1 on this 80-20. So off that level, the TP1 was 172 pips, right? Didn't take it too long to move. Okay, we know the pound pairs can move quite a bit. So that's at TP1. It's going to be interesting to see if that turns over when we get TP2 and so on and so forth. So that one, right, is at its first target. Okay, so hey, either you're out of the trade and you're done, reduce the trade, take 75% off, leave a 1/4% on, take half off, leave half, adjust your stop in the profit, however you want to do it, right? But that's been a decent set. That's a good day, good week at the office, good month for a lot of people. So that's where we are on that. Any questions on that pound cat? Holding for TP2, Joy? All right. Secure some of your bag, adjust your stop or whatnot. Great job. Great work. All right. That's the pound cat. I wanted to take a quick look at this pound Aussie, because I am wondering what's going to happen with this Aussie, right? I know what the data in the beginning of the week, and we know that pound has, that Aussie has been correcting quite a bit, but they are typically impacted by China as well. So this stochastic is back in the buy zone. I want to see if this corrects to the downside, right? We know we're in our zone. It's extended. It didn't hold above this 179.55. It reacted prior to getting to the D extension. So I'm interested to see if this does the dance and moves back down to at least the support. We've got a 4-hour level here now, though. Formed like so. Knock that out. There. That's a swing low. What if that's going to make its way down? Right? This has been doing the dance as well. It's been a lot of mess. But let's see. Here, I just turned over, right? I just turned over. So this level here, no good, just kept running, right? Good correction. What was that? Over 100 pips, and then it just turned and U-turn, right? So that one didn't finish out. We got over 100 pips to the downside. And then when you don't get that, right, we always talk about alternating corrections. Very shallow retracement, never got to 382. It exploded, but then look at the monster correction here. See, look, exploded, didn't get it, and then look, boom, it finally turned over. Right? So sometimes the timing is not time for you, right? You don't control the market. So there we are. Okay, took out the A. This is our A boundary here on that fib. So we said, as long as it doesn't take out the A, it has no choice but to go our way. Well, it took out the A, flip that fib over, it's moving to the downside. So let's see, right? Clean this up a bit. These are old news. Like this. Get that out. This out. That trade I did didn't work. Now, we don't have this 4-hour 382. So if we're running it to the downside on the 1, because of that nice impulsive move that we got, here's our 4-hour 382 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that down to the 1. So this is our 4-hour 38.2. Like that. And so I'm going to take these out because they failed. You know, that was my previous A. I've already on this down fib gotten almost a 61.8 pullback. So we may just be closing in on this D extension. And let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah. Beautiful crown reversal pattern. Look at that. See what happens there. See if we can get that continuation to that D extension. Break that 4-hour support. And see if we can continue to make our way on down. Don't know, but it's worth a shot. If we can get strength out of that Aussie. Any questions on the pound Aussie?
No, sir.
No.
All right. Awesome. Let's move to take a look at the beast, the GJ, see what we got going on. And right, we've got bullish momentum. Take a quick look at the weekly. Right, it's doing the dance off support. We lost some momentum. So let's see what's going on, right? Broken above cloud. Okay, everything's been pretty long against the yen. Okay. We hit this 80-20 zone. Cash is back in the buy zone. Don't have a 382 target. Almost got there, but we didn't get it. That's a nice reaction, right? That's all we love playing at that 127 zone. That's over 200 pips. Doesn't look like much, but it's quite a bit. So let's move to this 1 hour. Okay. So already got 61.8 pullback, right? So we've been through, I don't know how many pairs now. It's been quite a few. And you all see, right? You can take the name off the chat. Doesn't matter, right? If you frame the market out right, it does not matter the asset or the asset class, the market moves in waves. We've seen this ABCD move multiple times now, okay? So the question with this pound yen, coming off the heels of Governor Bailey's speech today, which was a wish-washy mess, right? Definitely believe, hey, we're gonna close in on this D extension. We got within range. That's well within 10% of that range, right? So it makes you wonder, is this just a natural reset? But the question becomes, do we correct, right? Continue to correct. So you got this crown action here. So do we continue? See, we've got lower low, lower high. Lower low, is this the lower high? And a continuation back down to retest that support. Because we closed in so close to that D extension, right? TP target, always set it before the extension because you can get a reaction, right? See that move on, boom. So it's almost like C becomes a new A, D becomes a new B. Are we just correcting and then a continuation long? Okay. So what I want to see is, can we get this to turn over to come back to retest, right? This support level for a possibility to get long. So nothing there now on the one, but you've got this here on the 4, right? We didn't get that 382, so that kind of plays into that narrative, right? So it leads back to the support level potentially, right? That's 144, 180 to the 382 is 265. So it's going to be quite interesting. But I'm thinking, Ryan, what do you think on this? I'm thinking this is probably going to turn over. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking to see too. See if we get that push to the downside.
Yeah, because it's holding. So I'm looking for that's a 1 hour support there. All right. Got 1 hour. You got a zone like so. Like that you're gonna get to the test. So what is that? Level to level. 87 pips. All right, GJ is huge in regards to price action and pips to average. Right. So I want to see if it's going to come back down and retest that and continue to that 382. So I'm gonna watch it. I wonder if I can get a nice bearish, right, candlestick to close, but it seems like it's holding its zone, and then that's make it involved to the downside because we don't have this 4 hour 382. Are you in this already, Ryan, off the 80-20?
No, this is the one I missed, man. This is the one I missed.
Yeah,
I didn't jump in after it started moving.
You didn't? Okay.
No, I just let it go.
Yeah. So here's what I'm willing to Watch this overnight into the burn because we got this stochastic, right? That's in the buy zone. I like that. I would like to see that move back up into the sell zone. I don't know. It may stay down there for a while. That's a trick.
It's a nice break and retest.
That's hard to pass up.
Yeah.
That's because I just in the back of my mind, I know we don't have 382 yet on the 4, so this might be a second chance to get involved with type and 15. Let's see what it looks like. That didn't fall apart straight to the downside. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's structured to the downside. My goodness. Woo. Watch that one. See if I can get a bearish close. See if we can get a bearish close. I'll probably put that stop right above that high. Right. I need that to work its way down. Just like that. And then I'll probably play that tight second chance option to get in involved in that. That.
That's definitely a good look, man.
Yep. Be patient with that. See how that dances around. It's moving to retest again. I didn't catch that in the trend line at first. So man. That's technically it right there. Against that, so we move to retest this candle. All right, everybody. Hey, that already. My eyes getting bad on me, Ryan. I'm missing stuff.
No, you got to zoom in and see that break on that, man. But it is a nice bearish candle, man. And that pullback is a nice retest.
You know.
Yeah.
See how that plays out, everybody. CJ. All right. Got a few more I want to go through. And then we'll wrap this thing up. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Hope you learned a little something. All right. So let's go to the NZD CAD and take a look at this, right? So we just hit this extension. See how we got that break there? Now, this has just been a choppy mess, so I'm just playing it strictly off of near term on these NZD plays. See how it's just been bouncing around and doing these nosedives. Of course, we had a downflip I can run on that, but it's been kind of all over the place, and we're getting some fundamental strength for the New Zealand. Now, this is rejecting to the downside. Why? We hit a D extension. Makes sense. So what I want to look at here is on this 4 hour. As we're above the cloud. Can we get this price to push a little deeper and settle in right after first for it to move down? Like so. And even come into something like a retest of this cloud and this level. Okay. And actually look to get long. I want to see if this rally, because of what's going on in China, if this rally can continue. So that's what we're looking for. Have to wait on it, right? Wait on it. But I want to see if it could test, right? That's weekly support at 84.32. May or may not get there, but somewhere in that zone to see if we can get a reaction. So I'm just focusing in on this play right here. This ABCD on that NZD CAD. Any questions? Okay.
No,
But
sir.
wait for confirmations. Thank you. Wait for confirmation. I want to see if this rally can sustain itself. All right, because we know that it's a risk-on currency. Right? It's a risk-on. It's a commodity currency. It's a risk-on currency. We had some good risk-on price action today. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with the dollar. Okay. Moving into tomorrow, but that's one to put on the radar. This NZD Swissy. Kind of the same thing. So you see, we're starting to find that floor, and we got that rally. Okay. I did look at Euro Swiss. I did. I could check that. And I'm just going right. See how this is a monster right here. Just when you look at this price action here, see how it took that high out, and it took out another level, right? So it just powered through today. So I'm thinking correction and possible continuation when I start to see things like this. So if we look at the staircase, right, how we talk about it, and we look at the flight of stairs, like so, okay, and we look at how price just starts to power through these levels, right? There was a smaller level there, and it moved through, and then it moves up, takes out that high, and we move through, right? We move up, move over, and we just climb the level, like so. Okay. All right, so that means that we're powering through here, bang, here, boom, here, swing high, here, swing high, okay? Okay. Climbing the staircase. So we've gone through some levels. So what I'm thinking is, hey, at what point do we come back down to test and possibly continue long? That took it out. Spot. All right, do we have a high yet? Yes. So that is the 4. Okay. So bring a trend line, right? And we run that straight down and through, or you can lose the cloud. Bang. It's not looking right. Levels are too close. So we'll just do it manually. Right here. Boom. Do the lowest point. This was the lowest point. So you can see now So we look for price, see if we can get a test. Some of the zones that it just broke through. Past resistance becoming future support. Somewhere in this zone, maybe. Okay. It's there. And then we look for a continuation. So if you don't like using trend lines and you like using the cloud, then you just put the cloud on there. See where you come out, see? We got the break. We got our Chico span right there. Lagging span is above the cloud. We know that by the time that Chico span gets through, it's typically time for a pullback after the impulsive move. We've got a Kumo twist. We got a bullish cloud up ahead. So we need a correction and a continuation. If you come down to the 1 hour fractals, lower time frame, smaller wave, you can see that it's already in motion. Chico span above price and above the cloud. TK crossover. We're long. Look at the bullish candle right here. That broke the cloud. Forecast up ahead is bullish. So we prefer using the fib sequence for us to get a low price and a move long. Stochastics in the buy zone there. Let's see if we can get it to push down a little bit more and exhaust, because you have a stochastic in the sell zone here. So let's see if we can get that pushed down and then look to get long. All right, 4 hour, 1 hour. Any questions on the NZD Swissy?
Oh,
All right. Last but not least, let's take a look at this NJ that for some reason I'm not in anymore. We were talking about this morning, and then it just continued to move to the outside, right? You can see that ABCD wave right there on the weekly even. Bang, right? Range bound. This is what we talk about, large ranges. Oh, they told me not to trade the range. Of course you can trade the range, because from bottom to top, top to bottom, it's gonna move in ABCD waves. So there's the range, okay? So it's looking like it's trying to get back to the top of that range, right? You can see it here moving along. It broke through, it closed, now it's retesting on the daily chart, okay? So even if just you want to take it from that level, right, see how far we can swing, okay? Playing the swing game, we come down to the 4. Look at that. That's another one right in this golden zone, right? Came down before, came back, trying to get long. So we may be in for another what? Correction as we break and hammer through these levels. Breaks and a retest. Look at that. Okay. Breaks and retest. They already retested this level, maybe coming back. If you put the cloud on, it's choppy. Okay. It's kind of sloppy. But you can see it finally decided to break out. All right. So we come down to the 15. We'll come in, take a look at it, see where we are. What do you know? Right. So if I'm looking at this from the 15, I'm in the 80-20 zone. I need this price to come all down. All right. Just like the Price is Right. And keep moving. That's what I need. That's what I need to see. Right? Play that 80-20. You might not want to play it. That's okay. But I need a low price. If I'm going to say, you know what? My bias is long. And this is an awesome risk on, risk off currency. You got a commodity currency versus a safe haven. Right? So if you see this huge bullish push out of the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen, that could be a key data point for you to say, you know what? That's one data point that tells me that market must have been risk on today. Okay. And it was, because a lot of things rallied, including some stocks, some markets, because of the Chinese manufacturing data, right? And that's how it all comes together, everybody. That's all I have for this evening. Ryan, anything you need to add before we close out, sir?
We have some new folks on the call, so welcome. We're glad to have you part of the family, right? What I want you to focus on is showing up to these sessions, asking the questions that you have, but diving into the training and learning the basic foundation of the methodology and why we teach it the way that we do, right? Learn the basics of the strategy so that you understand the additional layers that we add on top of it and why we do it that way, right? Go step by step. Don't rush yourself. You're not behind. You're where you are today because you're supposed to be, right? And now it's about learning and taking one step forward at a time. There's no such thing as perfection. There's only growth and progress, right? So it's about learning and becoming 1% better every day, right? So dive into the training, show up to the sessions, ask the questions that you have and that you will have, not if, but when they come, ask us, right? Make sure that you're in the Discord so that you can ask your questions in there, and you can post your homework in the Discord as well so that we can get you the feedback necessary as you're going through each lesson in the training, right? It's very, very, very important that you do that. The feedback is important so that you can go back and practice some more, right? And then give yourself grace, right? Allow yourself the opportunity to learn the new skill that you're about to learn, right? Because again, it's about growth and progress, not perfection. So give yourself grace, allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to make mistakes so that you can learn from those mistakes. The more mistakes you make now, the more you'll learn now so that you can take those steps forward on your journey to growth and success, whatever you determine that to be. All right. So welcome to the family. We're glad to have you. Great session, bro.
Appreciate it. Well said. Well said. Everybody, have an awesome, awesome evening. Hey, tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage for the pre-New York session. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.